Welcome back to Live What You Love. So we're out at the ranch. We're gonna try to get some deer. Man, we had to grind for that. I set up a blind earlier today. I'll show you guys that whenever we go. I did it way earlier in the morning so that enough time would go by. I've got the Matthews lift here. I've got three with Swacker broadheads. These are Easton Axis 6.5s. I was doing gold tip hunters. I went to a different archery shop and they only had the Easton Axis 6.5s, and those were pretty close in grains per inch. So I did those. Didn't really have to jack with my sight tape too much or anything. I'm still running the QHD HDX, the Trophy Ridge 1 Reactor Pro. Just a basic Trophy Ridge stabilizer as well. I'm only doing the front stabilizer for this hunt. Camo head to toe, and then we got face mask, right? So we'll be decked out. We need to go get in position though, because the sun is just now starting to set. So we probably got an hour and a half, 2 hours until the sun is fully down. See them coming from that tree line. They like to come from right there. And then if you turn a little bit, just in case they decide to go for the fields. And then behind us is a really great lane right here. So we should have pretty good visibility, and hopefully we'll come across something. Straight ahead is where I originally saw him dart up, and he went straight diagonal, but he was kind of obscured, so I couldn't tell exactly where he was. And then I heard, and I think that he settled right under this pecan tree here. So right underneath the base, because 20 minutes later, I was still hearing noises, like right under here, and I was trying to get ready. I was thinking, oh, another one might be coming, you know. I crunched his stick. 3 seconds later, he just kind of, he wasn't like spooked, but he just kind of trots away, like just kind of very slowly, right down this path, and he went right there, right to the edge of those trees. So that might have been our shot for today. I don't know.
I had to go back home over the weekend to see the wife, quality time, It's been probably 3 days since I've been here. I'm hoping that everything is kind of settled out. Because I got here and I didn't have much time, I didn't go make any new blinds or anything. I'm going to hop in the same one that I used the first 2 days hunting this season. I'm going to hope that because there's been a few days, things kind of settled back into their old routines. Hopefully we can get it done today. Let's go hop in the blind.
I don't know if you can see her, but she's right there. They're all bedded down. It's supposed to open from this side. Holy crap, look at that thing. It's got like a face on its back. You guys see that? Man. Look at the size of this thing. Here, let me wrap them up in here so you can see. I mean, that goes all the way to the floor. That's almost as tall as I am. Alright guys, I made it blind. I got tired of sitting in the other one and getting nothing. Fingers crossed today. She's done. Oh, she's about to go down. She's done. Man, we had to grind for that. Yes. I watched her come in from 60 yards. She came all the way to 20. She knew something was in here the whole time I was in. She knew. She was staring the whole way from 40 into 20. She was like glaring at me. She had that sixth sense going. She knew something was in here. But I was camoed full head to toe. Every time she would look at me, I was like stone. And then she literally stared me down for probably 5 to 10 minutes where I couldn't move. Eventually, she dropped her guard. She turned away from me and I thought she was gonna go away, and then she took a right, and then she's broadside to me. I have a couple of gaps in this blind here. I set up in one of the gaps, I drew back. She didn't hear me draw, she wasn't spooked at all. Took 2 more steps, waited for that front leg to come out. Wham! All right, let's go see if we can find that arrow. I heard it after it hit, so I shot right through that gap, right there. Like right here, that's where I shot from. So let's go right back the other way. And it should be somewhere in this vicinity. Come on. Okay. Hey, let's go. Okay, let's see. Holy cow. How's the broadhead doing? Let me set you down so I can take a better look. Okay. Oh. Here's the broadhead. These are those swackers. A little bit of deer fur on there. Other than that, I mean, that's ready for round 2. Good on you, swacker. See if they're still sharp. Oh yeah, they're still plenty sharp. I mean, that went straight through that deer like nothing. Like that was like there wasn't even anything impeding the path of the arrow in the way. Because I heard it go through. Well, I knew it was going to go through. I didn't hear it go through. And shortly after, so I fired and I heard whack.
So it went through the deer, and I think it actually hit this tree right here. But the tip, everything's good. Like Swacker's, that's what's up. A buddy of mine turned me on to these, and I'm a big fan. The arrow, I mean, it passed through so fast. There's just, I mean, there's blood, but it's like a blood gloss. We're gonna have to refletch that, but that's a small price to pay. I think I saw the general area where she went. Hopefully we can find some blood. Ooh, 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 ooh. That might be a little bit right there. No. Damn it. I'm not seeing any blood. Guys, I just need to look for a little bit. So after looking back at the footage, what we initially thought was an incredible shot. Because of that internal deflection, I think I hit a rib and the arrow jutted left. I'm gonna put up on the screen right now. You can see where the deer is in proximity to where we found the arrow, and it had to have jutted left. And there wasn't nearly as much blood for that hit location as you would normally expect. So we waited the recommended 6 to 12 hours. I shot her around 5:30, so I waited until the morning. It was a cold night. And we're gonna resume in the next morning where I go try to track her down. It was a cold night. Hopefully we walk up and she's just dead. Potentially we'll have to walk up, put another shot in her. So right here we're approaching where that doe should be down. She's gonna be up here on the right, the little tree thicket. I mark it with a red arrow here. That's where I'm expecting her. So I take 1 or 2 more steps and I hear another doe kind of jumping away. You can see her up in the top left. The deer that we just spotted, that thing leapt up when we got here and took off. But I got to look at its sides and I didn't see any blood, like dried blood, no wounds, nothing. And I mean, it ran and I listened to it run all the way around here, all the way back there. I'm gonna try the place that I originally thought that the deer went down. I'm gonna go look around in there. Okay, so after the morning, not finding the deer where I expected to, I then started kind of looking through every game trail that I could find within a 200-meter radius. I was climbing on hands and knees for probably about 5 hours trying to find this deer. I couldn't find any blood. I couldn't find the deer. She did end up dying. I didn't find her, but the clip that I'm about to show from the following day, her little doe ends up coming by herself instead of with her mom, because those two habitually came to that same location. Okay, so the next day I go to the same blind. Little doe comes up. I draw back. And then she changes. I wasn't really comfortable with this angle here. She's facing too far away, and I'm not a big fan of the Texas hard shot. So I just kind of hold the draw. I'm waiting for her to potentially change positions, give a quartering away shot or a broadside shot. I'm holding for a while. She's just kind of dancing around, but she's not giving me the shot I'm looking for. So right here I end up letting down. And then when she's much farther away, she does give me the angle I'm looking for, but it's a much farther shot. I'm just holding. She's coming in, coming in, coming in. I think this was about 50 yards if I recall. That's a distance that I'm more than comfortable with. She's about to disappear behind this tree. I'm gonna map at her. Took the shot, and she was gone before the arrow was halfway to her. She does end up coming back. Thankfully, this was a 30-yard shot. I'm gonna map at her. Boom. I thought for sure I smoked her. It's looking slow-mo. You can see her duck it right before it gets to her. Goes right over her back. All right, so our season got off to quite the start. We got hogs, we got deer up close, we got a deer that we murked but we couldn't find, and then we got a deer that just ducked the crap out of a couple of our shots. So I could sit here and whine about it, but the reality is I got to spend some time outside doing exactly what I love doing. So I'm gonna look at it that way. I try to remain a positive person regardless of the circumstances. And I had a great time. I had a great time out there the whole time, getting to be with the wildlife, the birds, the deer, everything like that. In the future, I will just try to make better shots. I definitely have some things that I want to work on, but I'm gonna keep at it. I'm not gonna give up, and neither should you. If you do miss a deer or something like that, or a duck shear string, don't get discouraged. Stay at it. We've got quite a few months to get after them. But yeah, always remember, live what you love.